Well, g'day and happy St. Paddy's Day, friends. It's Keith Allen from Material Indicators, going to do a quick analysis and tutorial on these fire charts and what we've been watching in BTC here for the past couple of days. So giving the community just a few seconds to join us, and we will take a look at some charts, both the live chart, the trading view chart, and the fire charts, and see if we can take get an idea of what's happening here. Of course, as always, this is a high risk game. If you're trading crypto, please do your own research. Nothing I say or do should be considered advice. Do your own research. Never ever risk more than you can afford to lose. Hope you guys are having a good week. It's been an interesting one watching the activity in the charts here these past few days for sure. Again, my name is Keith Allen from Material Indicators. If you're just joining us, we've got lots of folks in the community that are familiar with what we've been doing and with what we've been watching. And for those of you who are not currently members of our Telegram trading community, I invite you to come meet us and hang out with us. We've got a great group. No moon boys, no shilling going on in there. No spamming, just straight analysis and discussion of the markets and the opportunities that we see come and go throughout the day, every day. Already I got some comments, so let's take a quick peek here and make sure everybody's good. Drop the alpha on us. Oh yeah, right. XBT is like the man giving it to us. So I not going to go too in depth on Bitcoin analysis. We'll hit that at a high level, but I want to show you some of the things that I've been seeing in the charts here that I found very interesting. I've been watching this for a couple of days, and it's just the beauty of fire charts is we can see things that that are taking shape through the course of the day, and I'm finding it when it's difficult to make those decisions throughout the day, those on-the-fly decisions, having this data visualization tool really makes it a much easier job to identify those important areas of concern, those areas of focus that you're going to be looking at, whether it's your profit levels, whether it's your stop loss levels or your DCA levels. All of that comes clear while looking at the fire chart. Now, we've also seen something here this week that for those of you in the community, you get a treat to. Those outside the community haven't seen this. This is not a public for sale tool at this stage. It's still in development, but this is something that you need, and we're all trying to watch our salt intake here, right? But this is something you need to take with a grain of salt, and that is the latest fractal. Which, these things tend to not play out to a T, whether it's, there's some distortion from the price level or there's some distortion from the date. That seems to be happening consistently, but the pattern does kind of seem to be working out. So yesterday, Dumbo, a proud member of our community, and by the way, congratulations, Dumbo, on achieving some personal milestones here recently. It sounds like Dumbo is working his way into retirement after trading. So congratulations, man. Stoked for you for that, for sure. Something a lot of us are striving for. But I got a long way to go, so don't worry, I'm going to be with you. So again, we take this with a grain of salt, but yesterday Dumbo identified he felt like we were already in this stage right here, right? And so, what does that mean? This is just something, kind of a tool to gauge and maybe make some assumptions. You cannot bank on these things playing out, but thus far, these fractals have been really more accurate than a lot of us have, expected. Maybe there's a little voodoo magic involved, and I have nominated Fred as voodoo magic sorcerer of the year for putting these out, because they have been pretty remarkable here the past couple of weeks. So what you're seeing here, take it with a grain of salt. Will this play out to the downside, or has it already? We have, some factors coming into play, like, of course, those stimulus checks, which a lot of people are thinking about. And gosh, it seemed like there was some speculation on those checks hitting the market over the weekend when we went into a new all-time high, and then of course we pulled back from there. Was that a classic case of buy the rumors and sell the news? Well, it wasn't really rumors, but there was a lot of speculation going on over the weekend that those checks would hit bank accounts starting Saturday, and maybe they did, but I think a lot more started hitting accounts today. So we may see that money starting to on ramp its way into the market here over the next few days or even weeks. So that's certainly something to consider. Now let's take a look quickly at the live chart. Share that one, and all right, looks like that one is up. Great. So what you can see here is some things that we have identified. And again, our group in Telegram, a collective group of really brilliant foldy minds, traders of all levels, some very, very experienced professionals, some noobs, but we all kind of, share ideas and insights together. And XBT3D the other day identified this golden fib pocket here area as a potential landing zone. And as you can see in the chart, it's playing out right now as we're dropping through support here. And this is actually on a 5-minute chart. Let me actually open this up a little bit, go into a 4-hour chart and expand this out. So we've been watching for this to happen here for a couple of days now, right? We've been counting the touches, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's the 5th touch, and it's breaking right now. It's kind of at a make or break point. Is it going to break down, or is it going to recover here? Things have been overshooting, but this would be the 0.618 region here between 0.5 and 0.618, and so that's down to about 52,000. This area, this point of consolidation, if it should break through here, this point of consolidation is really the area where we've seen the most confluence since we've cracked about the 42,000 level, 40,000 level or so. So these are some areas to watch for. But I told you I've been seeing some things in fire charts, so I want to go back to that and show you what I've been watching and how it seems to be affecting the price action. So let's go and crank up. Let's see. First of all, this chart from yesterday, and I can unshare that screen. Okay, so yesterday in the chat, I was talking about these guardrails here, something I called guardrails, and we saw this money kind of moving around here. This was about 35 million in this laddered liquidity here on the downside, and when I see something like that coming into play, I think it may be a matter of somebody getting ready to either catch a big dump, plunge protection, or maybe they're just trying to spoof, push price up and spoof a little bit. So it didn't really happen here, right? They weren't getting the desired result here. The dump started, right? And as it started coming down, more plunge protection came in here, and that seemed to, build enough sentiment to build support in this area, and we got that bounce. So then they pulled this, right? And I look at the tip to tail activity, and that's what makes me think that, this is the same actor, right? So this was about 35 million combined here in this range. And if I remember correctly, this was about 25 million down here. And so we see how that, how that kind of took shape. And then this guardrail, right? So this isn't really playing out. So now they put this guardrail up in here. They ladder it down through, and this is about the same 25, 30 million, 25 to 35 million in this zone here. And look what happened, right? It pushed price. Did they actually buy here? No, they just used it to influence price. Now I want to look at the live chart. I'll remove this one so that I get the right one up, and let's do a screen share on the live chart. and we can see how this has played out here since yesterday. Okay, and this for those who are new, this is our Fire Charts web app. Let me just get a refresh on it. Okay. So, look, we did finally just get a mega whale entry at this point. That's the brown is the mega whales, and if you're new to the indicator, here's the key at the bottom. Brown is mega whales, purple is whales, red we call them sharks, and then green and yellow would be the smaller fish here. We do not classify this yellow or orange, whatever you want to call it, as strictly retail, because we've learned that it could be miners, it could be really any other class disguising themselves or just simply breaking up their orders, to disguise the move, or just in a split TP situation. So I'm going to expand the chart here so that we can see the range and see the moves that have been happening. So, I told you about those guardrails yesterday, and it looks like, they've moved here now and then up here at this point. But the moves that I first spotted last night was, notice this area right here. It's about 15 million, right? Where it's orange. And then it goes and drops off significant. There we go, to 9.7 million. So there's about 5 million that disappeared. And guess what happened down here? At the same time, look, tail to tip. We were at 10.7 million. And then we went to 15.7 million. So guess what? Look where that 5 million went. Now, why would they do that? They were trying to get, they had an ask here. They were trying to get filled, trying to sell at this level. And then they said, you know what? We're not going to sell that 5 million. We're going to move it down. Oh, my chart just updated. So let me get back to that. So this move, right? And as you can see on the tag tool, that's how I'm spotting these prices, but I'm going to hide it now so that we can see the chart a little cleaner, right? So this is a tail to tip move, which makes me think it's the same actor, and it's pretty much exactly the same amount of money. So I'm pretty confident it's the same actor. They took their 5 million, took 5 million of the liquidity they had sitting up here, and they moved it down here. Now, why would they do that? Pure and simple. They want two things. Number one, they want to push price. Number two, maybe they're going to drop from up top and are concerned that, in case there's a cascade, that they'd have plunge protection here to catch. Okay, well, this was clearly not enough to push the market as high as they wanted it to go. It didn't push them up into their asks up here. So what do? They cut it here, and then they moved it up here. And then they started getting shifty, right? So now I'm going to zoom into this a little bit more. So we can see it better, right? So now look at the movement. And again, this is what I call tip to tail or tail to tip activity, right? Ended here, moved up here. Then they changed it, moved here. Then they started sprinkling in different places, right? Trying to make something happen. And look what happens. Each time that liquidity moves up closer to price, it pushes price. So now throughout all this time, are they buying? Do you see whales buying here? No, they're not. Now, what's all this buying? Again, I caution against calling this retail activity. However, with the timing of stimulus checks hitting bank accounts literally over the past 3 days, and a large amount of them hitting today specifically, this could very well be some of that stimulus money influencing. It could also be disguised orders, but you have to speculate on what you think that might be, or do your own and definitely do your own research along the way. Let me reset there. Take off the zoom tool. So again, you see these, look, very clear. It's very definitive lines of what's happening, right? They cut it here. They moved it up here. All right. So up until literally minutes ago, there was no whale activity. Now, this does not mean that this whale is the same as this whale, right? Maybe it is. Maybe they are trying to get in there now and trying to market order their way up to get the rest, try and convince the rest of the buying classes to buy as well. But look, so far, nobody else has taken the bait. This class that has been buying all along has started selling. And look at this. More importantly, the larger classes, the purple and the purple whales and the red sharks, they're selling. So you need to watch this very, very closely. Take the fractals with a grain of salt. In this instance, I'm watching. This looks like Nessie the Loch Ness monster right here. So let's be cautious. Let's be mindful. Let's look and see when the other classes, and we can zoom in on those other classes here and see what it looks like they're doing. So far, it looks like they are all selling. So I want to see more buy-in from other classes before I consider that any confirmation or validation that there's sentiment to buy at this level. So lots of discussion about the potential short squeezes coming up and the over liquidate, the over leveraged traders that are getting liquidated that may be overdue, and that's all well and good. That may be coming into play here, and those are all factors that you should consider when you're making your trading decisions. But I wanted today to specifically show you how to spot these moves when they're happening, especially these tip to tail moves, how they're when they're happening in the order book and how they actually impact price. So now let's just take a wider look and see if we can see what's happening at different levels. We had previously we had some liquidity showing up even down as low as the 30,000 level, which has certainly thinned out at this point, right? And so the 46 million range has been, let me turn that price tag tool back on. This has been intact for, a couple of weeks, actually. And I think I got to zoom in on it because you can't hit it right. Just moved on me. Let's see what we have down here. Okay. We talk about this money spoofing. When liquidity appears rapidly and disappears rapidly, you have to be extra cautious of it. This level right here, 7.8 million has been sitting here for literally weeks. So I consider that long-standing support, and I have more confidence in this in things that sit there that long. Is this a place that I want to go? Well, if we do, I'll be very happy to reload there personally. That's not advice, by the way. But as you saw on the prior chart, that we did actually see that as a potential target if we overshoot on the trading view chart, right? So that's that green point of consolidation area that is a potential target. Real quick, let me check for some comments. Yeah, hey, thanks you guys for watching. Don't see your mouse. So when I say here, we don't see where. Okay. Still don't see the mouse. Okay. Well, do you see oh, I see. You want the tag tool so you can see where it is. Okay. Let's see. I'll go back to that real quick, guys, so you can see that. And I'm sorry, I can't actually view the chat and the shared screen at the same time. Let me do a quick update on screens, and I will take you back to that, and we can revisit just to make sure that everybody has seen what we're looking at. Go back to. Okay, price tag tool is on. And so what I was talking about here was these areas, right? So when you see these moves happening, right? And when one ends so distinctly and one begins at pretty much exactly the same time, that for me is an assumption that it's the same actor. And you can see how it's pushing price. And now we're starting to see the other classes buying in. So I was saying a few minutes ago that only Nessie the Loch Ness monster here was the one making that buy. Now we're starting to see the other classes buy in as well. How vigorously? Well, let's watch. So you can see they are starting to buy at this point, and let's see what potential targets might be. And I think before I was referring to the range about that 46K level, talking about down here. So if you guys have any more questions, shoot them over. If I miss it, then no worries. You can reach me in the community. I'm there, as you know, all the time, pretty much, except those few hours I actually get to sleep. I saw a report yesterday that 8 hours is not required anymore. Good, because I haven't had it in a really, really, really long time. So it looks like we are retesting 55,000 as we speak, guys. Let's pop back in before I part. I want to pop right back into the and we will go to the BTC chart and see what's happening. So look, at the beginning of this, we were talking about it breaking the channel that we were in. We broke the channel, but we've reclaimed it at this point. I'm going to widen out here to even this is a 1 hour chart now. And this pink line here is the VWAP. It's another tool I like to use and kind of helps me with some decisions. This is what I'll be looking to see if there's a retest. If we climb back above that VWAP, that would be an indication that there's going to be more upward movement. But I'll be looking for a rejection right here, which is at looks like around the 55.5 level, just under that. And if we look at that on fire charts, let's see where we see the majority of resistance that we could be dealing with on fire charts real quick. Okay, and just get a refresh. So we're coming up on that zone right here. And I'll zoom in on it for you so you can see it a little bit better. So this is that area we just looked at, right? 55,475 is about where that VWAP is. So let's see if we break this range right here and then can continue upward. Then you'd be looking at your next potential resistance areas right up here. So with that, I'm going to wrap it. Wish you all a happy St. Paddy's Day and some smarter, safer trading. If you have any questions, you can reach me, of course, in the Telegram community. And if you're not already a member of our Telegram community, I really, really, really encourage you to join us there. Let me stop this screen share and share some info with you. And again, guys, if you like the content here, please do me a favor. Give me the likes. Give me the thumbs up. Smash the button. Do what you do, and spread the word. And if you're new to material indicators and our tools, you want to learn more, or you just want to join a really, really phenomenal global community of traders, join us on Telegram. The links are in the description. Thanks for joining me. My name's Keith Allen. We'll see you in the Telegram community.